Alright, so this is another devlog. I guess it's not really a devlog. It's not really a tutorial either. I don't really know what it is. I'm just going to call it a devlog. But this is just sort of insight on the game system that I created for this game. And what a game system is, it's sort of like the secondary engine that you make. And I've heard people call it game engines, but I think that gets too confused. Like, Click Team is my engine. What I use to make levels, my custom code, is my system. So again, it's not really a tutorial, but if you want to know, some insight on how I made this, then this is a good place to get that sort of info. So one of the hardest things, surprisingly, was this stupid box. This box is really hard to make it so you can push it around. Let me come back to level 1. No box on this one. You know what we do? Okay, so there's a box on this one. So I actually had to find it online. I'm not sure where it was from, but yeah, I actually had to go searching for that. You'd think it'd be easy. It's surprisingly not. Because Click Team Fusion is very simple to use, but it can get complex depending on what sort of tasks, because Click Team has things that it does well and things that it doesn't do well. And one of the things that it doesn't do well is like super complicated scripts. You have to do that pretty much manually, while other things are fairly simple and straightforward. And I also might show off in this video a different little project that I've been working on. Now, if we look at some of the code, this is all the code right here for the box. Again, I just copied that. There was a lot that I just didn't want to think about when making this. In retrospection, it's really simple, to me at least, when you actually read it. But to put it all together, that's the complex part. One line of code is easy. It's multiple lines of code that's getting it to work in tandem that's difficult. And you can see that I have a lot of pages as well. I'll get into that in a second. You can see I have very basic scripts. So like the player and the wall collide, player bounces off. Brick and wall. Brick, wall bounces off. The wall bounces off. The block bounces off the wall. You press the button, it plays a sample sound. I like that sound. With like a key card and door opening. I think that works really well with the button pressing and opening a door. Let me just test that out really quick. As you can see, you sort of bounce when you hit the wall, and you can push the block, and when you hit that button, it plays. Alright. That's super simple stuff. And really, that's about it. The game is surprisingly simple when you think about it. There's no physics, really, other than the box. The portal is simple to make as well. All you need to do is have it so that when you touch one portal, the player gets teleported to their side. There's nothing complex going on, no animation or something. It's literally just setting your position right on the other side of the teleporter. They can have some unintended negative side effects, though. Like one time, I said, how I copy these levels, which let me just really quickly rename that to 10. So on one of the levels, I copied it over, and I shifted the position of the teleporters. But I copied the code. So I didn't change where you exited, and so, like, you would enter the teleporter up here, and then you'd, like, pop out down here, and it was horrible. And the game system is always the thing you sort of develop first, because without the game system, you can't design levels. Designing levels is the surprisingly simple and most fun part, because as long as your game works, it's sort of like a level editor for yourself, really. Which, wouldn't that be a cool idea, a level editor? I wouldn't know how to implement that, but I would totally do that if I had some extra time, possibly in a third game. This startup animation I made, you're not going to be able to see it, but I actually made that in made the assets in Adobe Illustrator and animated it in Flash, or whatever it's called now, Adobe Animate. And then I edited it in Premiere Pro, and then turned it into an MP4 file or something like that. I think it's an MP4 with Media Encoder. I had the full Adobe suite at the time. I don't anymore, which is sad because I used to really know how to do that. Luckily, I actually have someone who's making assets for me. Big thanks to him, Mr. Blaze. He's done a fantastic job. At some point in a devlog, I'll show you what the first game looked like, or you can check it out in the description below and play it before this one comes out. This is a huge graphical overhaul. But of course, I have to code everything together. He only makes the art. I have to make the art work in tandem with the code. And really, that's the thing. That's the big challenge with developing the game, is how do you get the different pieces of the game to come together into a final product. And this is just a sneak peek at another thing I'm doing. It's probably not going to go anywhere. It's really simple looking. It's called Workplace Hazard. It's just a small little platformer, sort of alpha test. I was messing around with physics. I just wanted a sort of tech demo for a physics-based game. It has no sound, only really basic animations. But if you're interested in this, stay in the comments if you want to see a devlog from me to develop more of Workplace Hazard, because I do want to work on this a bit more. Also, I've been thinking of maybe doing some Let's Plays. Tell me in the comments if you want a blind playthrough of Myst. Yeah, realMyst, like MYST. If you want a blind playthrough of that, I'll totally do that. I'll probably do it, even if no one is in the comments. So look forward to that. Anyway, that's just another little insight on how I am developing my game, and I'll see you next time.